This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news. It's Friday, June 13th, 2025, and here are today's stories. Europe's healthcare systems are in crisis. A growing demand, but not enough hands. What's behind the shortage, and can it be fixed? Ready to bounce your way to better health? Field Messenger Emma shows us why this playful workout is more than just fun and games. Tiny but mighty. Field Messenger Lawrence breaks down molecular hydrogen and its surprising role in keeping your cells safe and strong. Ghana made school free in the 90s. Enrollment soared, but decades later, are kids learning or just attending? Foreign fleets dominate West Africa's waters, but are these legal partnerships sustainable? We dive into a growing concern. And in Israel, Field Messenger Itamar meets an artist using creativity as activism. See how her vision is reshaping minds and movements.
Europe is currently facing a serious health workforce shortage that's putting immense pressure across healthcare systems across the continent. This issue has been building for years, with an aging population increasing the demand for healthcare services, while the supply of healthcare professionals struggles to keep up.
The 2024 Health at a Glance Europe report shows in 2022 to 2023, 20 countries reported a lack of doctors, and 15 faced nurse shortages, with an estimated gap of 1.2 million health workers, including doctors, nurses, and midwives. This is driven by an aging population, increasing healthcare demand, and an aging workforce nearing retirement. More than a third of European Union doctors and a quarter of nurses are older than 55. Meanwhile, fewer young people are choosing healthcare careers, with nursing interest dropping in more than half of EU countries. This ongoing healthcare workforce shortage has major implications for the quality of care and accessibility of services for patients. It also puts a strain on those who remain in the field, as they are forced to take on more responsibilities and work longer hours to make up for the lack of staff.
Due to the incredibly low birth rate across the European Union, it is an undeniable fact that healthcare is declining as well. Fewer people are putting money into the pot, and we have fewer educated doctors than ever before. Europeans have to wait for months and sometimes even over 1 year for a doctor's appointment. It was nothing like it 15-20 years ago when our healthcare system was intact. You could argue that the shift in demographics is part of the reason why healthcare is deteriorating in Europe.
Burnout, low pay, and tough conditions are driving many healthcare workers to quit or head abroad for better opportunities. According to reports, in Portugal, more than 6,000 clinicians left the public health sector between 2019 and 2024, hitting maternity and pediatrics hard. Bosnia and Herzegovina have lost thousands of nurses and doctors in the last decade, and in Bulgaria, nurses demanded a 150% pay raise in 2025, pointing out supermarket staff were earning more. Croatia has also seen a big outflow of doctors and nurses since joining the European Union, with many heading to Germany, Austria, Ireland, or Sweden. Even Slovenia, which used to attract workers from the Western Balkans, is now facing a 20 to 25% nurse shortage in hospitals and primary care. Germany, too, is struggling with severe staffing issues.
An increasing demand for care services, shortages of manpower, and employee overload. In Berlin, we met a cardiac nurse who has been working in the sector for more than 30 years. She preferred to remain anonymous.
In general, we can't keep up with the patients. We treat our first patients with more care, but then we realize that the time and the number of patients don't match. For the last patients, we quickly do whatever needs to be done, but we still can't keep up.
According to a study, in 2023 and 2024, around 47,000 positions in Germany's healthcare sector remained unfilled due to lack of qualified applicants, making it one of the hardest hit by the country's skilled labor shortage.
There has been a lot of emigration in the last 10 years. The biggest factor is the economy. Our salaries are not enough. Living conditions have become very expensive. Since we don't have the same difficulties every day, we can manage daily problems. But the very low salaries have affected people and they have left their jobs.
Many in the profession believe all this should be a major priority.
Fixing the healthcare workforce shortage isn't going to be easy. It requires both short and long-term strategies. One key step is investing in education and training programs to inspire a new generation of healthcare workers. Scholarships, apprenticeships, and outreach efforts could make these careers more appealing and accessible. At the same time, improving work conditions, offering better pay, and promoting work-life balance are essential to retaining current staff and attracting those who have left.
Technology like telemedicine and AI could lend a hand in automating routine tasks and expanding access to care. However, healthcare workers require training to effectively use these tools and recognize their benefits. This includes building skills in data management, cybersecurity, adaptability, and ethical decision-making.
Bouncing on a mini trampoline is a fun, healthy way to boost energy, tone muscles, and support your lymphatic system. UNN Field Messenger Emma explains why it's a great way to stay fit without stressing your body.
Hi, my name is Emma, and I'm a field messenger for UNN. I am reporting from Fuerteventura in Spain. This report is about how I take care of my very important lymphatic system, and thereby also my immune system. My lymphatic system plays a particularly important role in the elimination of toxic waste, bacteria from my tissue in my body. It's a vital part of my body's immune system. Because I'm an older lady and a bit lazy, I want a fast result and find the best way to get what I want. I will show you how I use my mini trampoline and explain how it works. So rebounding or using a mini trampoline really boosts my lymphatic drainage and my immune system. It helps for circulation and the circulation of oxygen throughout my body to increase my energy. It improves muscle tone and strength, helps improve my balance. It strengthens the cell of my body, improves cardiovascular function, helps improve the effectiveness of other exercises I do. It builds physical strength and flexibility and is also easy on my joints. To explain all these benefits, it is important also to explain what happens when I bounce or jump on a mini trampoline. The rebound exercises utilizes the force of gravity, as well as the force of acceleration and deceleration. When I land on my rebounder, every cell of my body has to adjust to the decreased deceleration. When the springs takes over and pushes my body up into the air, my body has to adjust to the weightless condition for only a moment at a time. But the weightless condition is throughout my body, my entire body, regardless of where the cells are. And this improves lymphatic circulation. I have lymphatic channels throughout my body. I have 3 times more lymph fluid as I do blood. lymph fluid has to circulate from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. The way the lymphatic system works is the lymphocytes, also the white blood cells, they are moved through my body via the one-way valve. So when I move my body around, the lymph fluid is always moving in one direction. It is up towards my neck. At the top of my chest, I have the lymphatic valves that allows my fluid to flow into my bloodstream or back into my lymphatic system, where it circulates back into my body. By activating this one-way valve of the lymphatic system, I can increase my lymph circulation by 10 times of what the lymphatic system is able to circulate when I'm just sitting around doing nothing. So when I bounced on my mini trampoline, the one-way valve opens and closes about 100 times a minute, and it circulates my lymph fluid, and it helps remove toxins, and is getting the white blood cells to area of my body where they need to be. This is the magic. And I get all the lymphatic circulation I need on the mini trampoline without the shock and the trauma of hitting hard surfaces like jogging and jumping rope. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Molecular hydrogen is a tiny but powerful antioxidant that targets harmful radicals in the body while leaving the good ones intact. UNN Field Messenger Lawrence shares more about its potential health benefits.
Hi, Field Messenger Lawrence here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, reporting for UNN. Today I want to talk about an exciting breakthrough in health and medicine, molecular hydrogen, or H2. This tiny molecule is showing incredible potential in fighting diseases like cancer and reducing the side effects of treatments like chemotherapy and radiation, which I don't recommend. Let me explain why hydrogen H2 is so special and how it compares to other antioxidants. First, H2 is a powerful antioxidant, but it works differently from traditional ones. Most antioxidants neutralize all reactive oxygen species, or ROS, but not all ROSs are bad. Some are essential for normal cell functions. H2 is selective. It targets only most harmful ROSs like hydroxyl radicals, OH radicals, while leaving the beneficial ones intact. This makes it safer and more effective. How it neutralizes OH radicals is it brings the H2 and gets the OHs and actually creates water, H2O, so it turns radicals into a beneficial substance, water. Another unique feature is its size. H2 is the smallest molecule in existence, allowing it to easily penetrate cell membranes, tissues, and even blood-brain barrier. This means it can reach areas of the body affected by oxidative stress faster and more effectively than other antioxidants that can't even get in. So that's how it's so small, it can enter the cell, it can enter the mitochondria and neutralize some of those OHs in there, man. Reducing cellular stress, which is really a main cause for cellular mutations, which is another name for cancers. Some antioxidants that can be toxic at high doses, H2 is completely safe, even in large amounts. It has no reported negative side effects, making it ideal for long-term use. But H2 isn't just an antioxidant. It also reduces inflammation, protects cells from damage, and helps regulate energy and stress in cells. These additional benefits make it a versatile tool for improving health. One of the most exciting areas of research is H2's role in cancer treatments. Studies show that H2 can slow the growth of tumors, it can kill cancer cells, apoptosis, and it can reduce the side effects of chemotherapy and radiation. Thank you for your time, and I hope you are as excited about this as I am. Field Messenger Lawrence out. And the last thing I would like to say is that I love you all, and I'm shining love and light. That's the best thing we can do, is just hold the light and shine our love. And You all have a wonderful day.
Hello, I'm Susan from Sweden.
Mwanda Michael from Eastern Uganda, Africa.
Hi, I'm Tim from Vancouver, Canada.
I'm Titesho Togao from Manipur State, India.
I'm Gumba Obasi from Southeast Nigeria.
Arnaito Chakrini from Western Uganda, Mbarara.
At United Network News, you are the news.
My name's Christina, Field Messenger, report first one in the hurricane down here in Southern California from Mexico.
Real people reporting real stories from all around the world. At UNN, our field messengers are changing the face of news.
This is Jason from United Network News. We're going to be doing some aircrete building with new technologies that allow us to live in comfort and also off the grid.
Take the next step in changing the way the world gets their news. Become a UNN field messenger today.
I am Michelle from South Africa, and we are the United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
If it is going to be, then it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
Si va a ser así, depende de mí. It's up to me.
It's up to me.
It's up to me.
It's up to all of us. We're UNN.
Step into a world of possibilities with New Earth, a groundbreaking series that shines light on holistic ways to live, work, and thrive. Join us weekly to discover new innovative ideas and explore the world around us as we, together, create our future, our New Earth.
In the 1990s, Ghana set out to break down one of the biggest barriers to education, cost, by launching a free basic education policy. The goal? Remove fees and boost learning. And it did, at least in numbers. But decades later, we have to ask, are kids truly learning or just showing up?
Ghana's constitution makes it clear. Basic education should be free, compulsory, and available to all. In 1994, the country took a major step toward that promise with the launch of the Free Compulsory Universal Basic Education Policy, aimed at removing school fees so every child could attend. Today, Ghana's basic education includes everything from kindergarten through junior high school. That's 2 years of kindergarten for kids ages 4 and 5, 6 years of primary school, ages 6 to 11, and 3 years of junior high, ages 12 to 14. After that, students can choose to continue to senior high school or go into technical or vocational training.
Ghana is a really unique country to study and think about early childhood education. It's been a pioneer on the continent in expanding 2 years of pre-primary education called kindergarten as part of the universal free basic education system in the country. So because this policy was rolled out in 2007, Ghana has made tremendous strides in increasing access to and enrollment in kindergarten education. The key issues the government is now grappling with is how to ensure that that education is high quality and that children are really learning and developing to their full potential by having access to early childhood education.
So how's it all working out? Well, there's good news and not so good news. First, enrollment has gone up a lot. More kids are getting into classrooms, which is a huge win. But once they're there, things get tricky. Many schools are struggling with very limited resources. There just isn't enough money to keep things running smoothly. Textbooks and learning materials are in short supply. Classrooms are overcrowded, and teacher shortages are a serious problem. In fact, many schools have had to bring in untrained teachers just to fill the gaps. So the big question is, are kids actually learning more? Research suggests not really. A study comparing data from 2006 to 2017 found while fewer children were missing out on school, dropping from 28% to 16%, literacy and math skills actually declined. Students finishing upper primary in 2017 were less likely to read a simple sentence or solve basic math problems than those in 2006, with a 25% bigger drop in math skills. This decline was especially noticeable in cities and affected boys and girls equally. To help fix some of the challenges facing education in Ghana, the government launched the National Education Consultative Forum in February 2025, bringing together teachers, parents, students, and community leaders to work on improving the system and preparing it for the future.
30 years after the Free Compulsory Universal Basic Education FQ program was implemented, its full objectives remain unmet. To tackle this issue, government will redefine the scope of basic education and introduce the Zero to Hero initiative to enhance foundational literacy and numeracy. Additionally, ICT training will be integrated into early childhood education at the basic level. Over the next 3 years, it will be expanded to cover at least 300 classrooms, 30 centers of excellence, 1,000 teachers, and district teacher support teams focusing on the teaching of mathematics and literacy.
Ghana took a big step toward expanding access to education in 2017 when it rolled out the Free Senior High School, or Free SHS, program. The idea was simple. Take the pressure of school fees off families by covering tuition, boarding, meals, and other costs for students attending public senior high schools. The impact was immediate. Enrollment numbers surged, jumping from around 308,000 in 2016 to more than 1.2 million by 2023, according to the Ghana Education Service. It also helped close the gap in gender participation, giving more girls the chance to complete secondary school. Supporters see the Free SHS program as a breakthrough for equity, especially for low-income students. But critics worry quality is slipping. Overcrowded classrooms, strained facilities, and rising costs raise questions about its long-term sustainability. To handle increased enrollment, the government introduced the double-track system, splitting the school year into 2 alternating groups so more students can attend. While this expands access, it means many students spend part of the year at home instead of in class.
After 3 months at home, these students are back in class. Among them, many who transferred from private schools after the government declared education free in public high schools.
Had it not been that most students who are in school now wouldn't have had the opportunity to be in school. The teachers have welcomed it, though stressful, but they are doing their best to cope with the system.
The school year has changed from one of terms to a university semester system, but many schools have struggled to accommodate all the students who applied for places. That means, while some students attend classes for months, others are forced to stay home and wait their turn.
They have membership card.
Saadatu Al-Hassan has 2 children in junior school.
The Free Senior High School and its implementation is a problem every parent is worried about, except those who don't want to talk about it. Way back when we pay fees, I think the maximum of government's excess is about 500. The maximum fee is about 500 cedis. But if today your child is being enrolled on free SHS, and then if this child comes back, you'd have to spend another 400 cedis or 500 cedis to pay for extra classes.
Saadatu is concerned that with a lot of free time on their hands, many students are cultivating bad habits, including drug abuse, smoking, and prostitution. Private schools were once exclusive preserve of middle and upper class Ghanaians, but there's been a mass exodus to public schools for free education.
Most of the private senior high schools in Ghana have to close down because most parents are interested in this free thing.
So, has Ghana's push for free education worked? In a lot of ways, yes. More kids are in school, and families aren't burdened by all those fees. But access doesn't always equal quality. Overcrowded classrooms, limited resources, and the double-track system, where some students rotate in and out of school, show the system is stretched thin. Learning outcomes haven't kept pace with enrollment, and that's raising challenging questions. such as how to turn all those students showing up into students who are truly learning and thriving. The West African coast is one of the world's top fishing zones, attracting fleets from China, Russia, Korea, and the European Union, or EU. Foreign vessels dominate a large part of the industrial fleet in the region. While EU ships can fish legally through sustainable partnerships, these agreements are now facing challenges.
Follow the Money, an investigative news outlet, looked into how fishing companies from Spain and France exploit Senegalese waters for profit. Research found 20% of Senegal's 132 industrial fishing trawlers are EU-owned through joint ventures. These partnerships under an EU-Senegal treaty were meant to boost Senegal's economy, but are instead used to overfish and send profits abroad. Foreign companies use Senegalese-flagged vessels to bypass restrictions and avoid stricter EU regulations. Spanish companies are known to reflag vessels in countries like Senegal to exploit West African waters. Non-governmental organizations say Spain must enforce EU rules and address illegal fishing, and have even sued the Spanish government for not investigating illegal fishing by Spanish-flagged vessels. Despite requests in 2023, Spanish authorities have yet to act, pushing the issue to court.
Spain is under fire, accused of ignoring illegal fishing by its own fleet in West African waters. Environmental groups Client Earth and Oceana have filed a lawsuit in Madrid claiming Spanish authorities failed to act on repeated violations near Senegal and Guinea-Bissau. At least 8 Spanish vessels reportedly switched off their tracking systems, making their movements invisible at sea. That's a direct breach of EU rules, which requires constant monitoring to prevent illegal fishing. Despite the evidence, Spanish officials declined to investigate, saying they lacked jurisdiction outside EU waters. The lawsuit argues that loopholes in Spanish law are helping rogue operators avoid accountability. Campaigners say Spain must close the gaps or risk fueling a growing crisis in one of the world's most vulnerable regions.
In February 2025, the Environmental Justice Foundation and NGOs for the protection of aquatic environments sued France for allowing bottom trawling in marine reserves. Meanwhile, Senegal received an EU yellow card in 2024 for not addressing illegal fishing. These cases are part of a global problem, highlighting the consequences of unsustainable fishing. West African fishers have been hit hard, with incomes dropping 40% in recent years, according to the International Organization for Migration. In Senegal, where fishing supports more than 500,000 jobs, fish catches have fallen by 75% in the last decade. Declining fish stocks are causing food shortages and job losses, leaving local fishermen worried, and more young people leaving for Europe.
How can overfishing lead to increased migration? Millions of Senegalese have traditionally lived from fishing, but foreign fishing fleets are plundering their waters. Senegal's fish stocks have been depleted, and men and women are losing their livelihoods.
Parfois, on peut rester jusqu'à 20 à 1 mois sans rien mener. Toujours, ce sont des dettes seulement.
In some coastal villages, young people are becoming a rare sight. Similar to countries at war, the number of men between the ages of 15 and 35 is low. The missing have left in search of a better life.
Tout le sacrifice que je fais, c'est pour mes enfants. Oui, j'aimerais bien sûr rentrer. Bien sûr. Si j'avais les moyens, aujourd'hui, je le ferais. Ça existe. Bien, j'ai pas le choix.
This is not a new issue. Fishing agreements between Senegal and the EU have faced challenges for decades. In 2006, Senegal ended a treaty allowing EU trawlers to fish in its waters after complaints from local fishermen. A smaller agreement was signed in 2014, but it expired in 2024 amid concerns about illegal fishing and poor monitoring of vessels. A 2022 study in the journal Frontiers in Marine Science found 38% of EU-linked vessels committed at least one reported crime in West Africa between 2000 and 2020. Both sides claim responsibility for not renewing the deal, citing the need for better management of resources and stricter controls on illegal activities.
The European Union has ended its fishing agreement with Senegal, allowing European fishing vessels to operate in Senegalese waters in exchange for fees and access to resources. The EU's decision comes after serious concerns were raised about the management and monitoring of fishing practices. Specifically, there were issues regarding the enforcement of sustainable fishing regulations. While this agreement was financially beneficial to Senegal, it often sparked debates over its long-term impact. For Senegalese fishermen, who rely on healthy marine ecosystems, the EU's withdrawal could be seen as a step towards better local control over fisheries. Now, Senegal faces the challenge of improving its own fisheries management while balancing economic pressures.
According to Follow the Money, European fishing companies used to gain a lot by owning boats under the Senegalese flag. Earlier deals only allowed EU-flagged boats to fish for tuna and hake, but partnerships with Senegalese companies made it possible to catch sardines, shrimp, and more. The European Union and Senegal haven't renewed their agreement, allowing the EU to fish in Senegal's waters.
UNN Field Messenger Itamar from Israel interviews an artist who shares insights into her unique approach to art. She discusses how her creative methods are used as a powerful tool to promote positive change.
Hello everyone, my name is Itamar from Israel. I am a field messenger for the United Network News. I would like to share with you the beautiful studio of Maya Dunsky from Israel. So this is Maya in her beautiful studio. Can you please share with us some words about painting as a healing technology? What can you say about that?
Well, shortly, I call it 1 + 1 = eternity. It has to do with navigating in space in conscious awareness, very awakened consciousness, and my aim is to bring through me all this information on color, space, forms, and the quantities of these three ingredients are made for healing. And it is for, elevation, for opening one's mind, emotions, imagination, and being one, this oneness of one being the thought, when you don't need to think anymore, but you are becoming the thought itself, then you feel free. And I hope and believe that this direction, this is being well enveloped in the works, and that one can hopefully feel it and become well connected into this oneness.
Your body of work is very impressive, and thank you very much for watching.
UNN is changing the face of news. Join us for our weekly Field Messenger meetings and learn how you can make a difference. Visit unitednetwork.earth for more information. Thanks for watching.